Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Nicholas Lionrider, and today we finally got, as I predicted, the Aquatic Pack announcement trailer. So, no, the other day when I made that video saying Aquatics confirmed, I was not clickbaiting. That was 100% a legitimate leak, and we got confirmation of all the animals that I mentioned. So the giant otter, the gray seal, and the king penguin, as well as diving and the like, and blue water and everything else great. I'm joined today with Minty and Skallad, and
Hey
today
everyone.
we
Hello.
are we are going to be kind of just discussing everything that was announced today with the reveal and some of the screenshots and stuff like that. So I mean, first off, we can look at this beautiful trailer. There's a lot to discuss here. So uh, first thing I wanted to mention, because I got confirmation of this on Beyond Drew's stream this morning. This porthole is an enrichment item. Shantae popped in the chat and did mention this is an enrichment item. They do not need to enter into this in order to enable diving, so they can just dive freely whenever. We do have a water change. Oh yeah, I should probably start with that. What are you guys' initial impressions of this pack overall?
Honestly, I'm so happy. Like, I was only expecting penguins. I didn't really expect anything else. The fact that we're getting otters, seals, caimans, the turtle, I think it is, fantastic. I like this is amazing.
Yeah.
Also, I like the new
Same.
the rock type as well. We have new rock shapes, which is like I've wanted that for so long, and now we're finally getting it. So that's fantastic. Hopefully, you can get them in different colors, but.
Yeah, because I was laughing because Beyond Drew was basically saying that him and Weiser were like making the joke like F in the chat for me and Ricey because we're now out of like our jobs. Because literally this week I made my FlexiColor rocks, which you no longer need. I made the Arctic mural, which you no longer need. Obviously the
I
font
saw that
types,
earlier.
which you no longer need. The penguin mod, which you no longer need, and the seal mod, which you no longer need, and the otter mod, which you also don't need. So literally everything, I've been working on. But I'm happy, of course, because obviously
Yeah, I mean,
all of
it's
this
better to
stuff
have
is in the official game now. You don't have to do these weird workarounds. We don't need weird bear seals and whatever else, 100-piece rocks and stuff like.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to talk about, so we could probably discuss the 4 animals. So, like I mentioned before, and I don't want to go too much into them. King penguin, gray seal, and giant otter were all leaked a few weeks ago now by Frontier. So we knew about those. 4th animal is a bit surprising, I think, to a lot of people because I don't think anyone was really guessing the dwarf caiman.
No.
Yeah, I expected
Definitely not.
Californian sea lion, but
I will shout out one of my commenters that I'll bring up here did actually call the dwarf caiman, so that was surprising, and they did it kind of recently. So I'll shout them out. They actually did manage to get that correct. But past that, the other animals, we kind of knew about, so that wasn't anything crazy. Still 4 animals in one pack. That's not really surprising to me, but I know some people were upset about that. Of course, well, technically it's 5, because we got the exhibit animal with the turtle. But I think overall, I'm pretty happy with the pack. I'm more excited about the other features outside of the animals, though, weirdly enough. Because I think while the animals are great,
Same.
a lot of the features that are outside of the pack are more interesting. So, like I said, I'm just going to play on 0.25 speed, and we'll go through the entire, trailer. So these are some of the rocks that Menti was talking about, which Beyond Drew was mentioning if they might be FlexiColor. I don't know if they are.
I really hope they are. That'd be fantastic.
I hope they
I
are
hope
too.
they are as well. I'm not entirely sure. I think they could be we could have just gotten a few different types of rocks with this pack, like a coastal rock, an Arctic rock, or an Antarctic rock, and like a tropical rock. So I don't want to jinx it too much and say they're FlexiColor when they're not, but Okay, I never swear on my channel, but I'm going to do it. We have blue ass water, everyone. Round of applause.
Finally.
Yes.
Though I am disappointed a little bit because it's not really blue ass water, it's bluish water. It's only
Yeah.
slightly a slight tinted blue, but it is bluer
It's not
than
SeaWorld blue.
yeah. It's
more
not
like-
SeaWorld blue, but it
uh,
is blue. It's it's definitely passable. Like this is, and I think this works for both tropical and the Arctic animals and stuff. Because
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
hopefully.
think they mentioned that, yeah.
Because I was gonna say like the blue when they show it off with the otters and caiman and stuff. Like here's a good screenshot of like the whole zoo they have. It works well with like the tropical as well as the like kind of coastal animals as well. So I think the new shade of blue, which I think might just be universally changed. I'm not sure if it's the color changing based off temperature that I was thinking. It might just be a new shader altogether. Or not a new shader, but a modified shader that already existed.
Something that makes me think that the rocks maybe reflects the color is that kind of arch to the left.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
over here.
they're kind of
Actually,
green.
yes, that's actually a good point because you can see there are some color variants. So in the where is this? This is the seal enclosure. This is the penguin enclosure, and this is the otter enclosure. So yeah, the otter has like kind of like a greenish moss rock. The penguin has kind of like some glacier style rocks, and the seal has like coastal rocks. So I agree. I think they are indeed flexi-color, which is great.
I love these new plants, by the way. As
There's
well.
a lot
If
of
you look
really
at the
great
bottom of
plants
the
here.
screen, Yeah.
Yeah, so
I've
They've
been
actually, the
waiting
plants
so
we
long
got
for some
here-
new foliage.
Yeah, they're in Dublin Zoo, actually, near the gorilla enclosure, so this is fantastic. I've always wanted these plants in game. Can't remember the name of them right now, but this is just so fantastic. that we can
yeah,
have.
some of the ones that just come to mind that I can point out immediately. So we have the weeping willow off to the right. We have this one, which is like a tropical, like greenish moss covered
It's like a
lo-
mini baobab.
bark. Yeah, it's like a baobab covered in moss, so that's kind of cool. There's a few new palm types. So you have this palm down here. I believe later in the video we see another type of palm, and then we have these
Yeah,
cool like
it's really
vine
nice.
arches, which are also really cool. There's just a lot of pieces that I really love in this set. Stuff that I'm gonna use in Mystic for sure. Obviously because aquariums. And then I love some of these new decals we have with the penguins and stuff.
Yes.
Oh, here's a
Yeah,
new
like
like
you
so
can
this is
see
a new like bamboo type. So this is like South American bamboo, I believe, which is like the like reddish bamboo.
Yeah, it has the kind of palm leaves at the top of it.
Birds
Yeah.
confirmed, guys. There's a seagull. Birds confirmed. No, but you can see we got some. I like this. This is kind of cool. So you know how I was working on those murals or whatever recently about like the tropical and Antarctic biomes and stuff.
Yeah,
I like how they
which
made them
are great,
official
but this is
seamless. I like how they made seamless wall pieces, so you can literally just
Yes.
loop them consecutively in a row and they'll always be seamless. I really like that. They did one for the penguins as well as I guess for South America. And then obviously we probably won't cover everything just in the interest of time, but obviously we have our first look at the giant otters here in the blue water, of course, so gorgeous. As well as some statues and stuff like that. There's the trees. This is one of those new palm
I
types
love
that I was
these new
talking
palm
about.
trees.
As we zoom out here, another look at the rocks. I believe this
It's like
is.
we got a new waterfall type too.
I believe this is the caiman enclosure right here. You can't
Yeah.
really see the caiman, but I believe this is the caiman enclosure. It kind of looks like a bunch of exhibits put together. But also this pole, I'm not sure if these are new pieces, but I think they're
And
just.
I think the foliage on the top of the enclosure, that's new.
That also does look new. I think you're right.
Mm.
So yeah, that new tree, as we, look, you can kind of see the caiman's head a little bit. There's another caiman sign. The turtle statue. Here's the font that I absolutely love.
It's so perfect.
So
isn't
it is
Yes.
just a basic
Yeah.
Arial font, and I think that is excellent because because as much as we all love Ricey's fonts, the 200 piece, Z would be like, a pain when you could now just write zoo and everything is neat and even, and you can see it also in the background where it says like the penguin enclosure. You can see a little bit of the Cayman Zoopedia page here. And I don't know if this is true, but it also looks like we might have one size smaller font overall, because the Seal Cove looks
That'd be
smaller.
fantastic, yeah.
It does look small. I'm not sure if it is. It could just be the small letter size. I'm not entirely convinced yet, but I think someone pointed it out that that seems particularly small. Gotta love everything in this. This is an awesome pathway with the caustics.
Yeah.
You see the
Yeah, it reminds me of you know when you kind of go into an aquarium and the ground has the
Yes.
like the light reflection on it.
Yep.
That's what this looks like.
yeah, and then we have obviously these cool like modern art pieces with the penguin statues and stuff. See, this is an example of something unlike the Australia where it is very themed, but I don't think it's too in your face that.
Yeah, you can use it in a like.
Well, you can, yeah. You can only kind of use it for penguin enclosures, but I don't think it's too in your face. It's not.
also,
Yeah, it's in
um,
general, it's a good art piece or
Mhm.
statue.
Same goes
the
for
new
like these
benches.
penguin statues, and the new benches are also really good. They're very basic.
I love those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we keep
Not
going.
everything has to be like so themed.
Now, I really like Beyond Drew's idea too of the light things are called caustics, by the way, if you didn't know. But this caustic pathway or whatever, he mentioned that like if you kind of, I don't think it's possible normally without some glitching, but if you glitch this underneath your penguin enclosure, it basically now makes it look like the bottom of your tank would have like the kind of water shimmer. Like, and I thought that was a
yeah,
really
that's a
cool idea.
It's
This was
that's
another
really
thing
cool.
that he mentioned that I love this so much. We finally have a FlexiColor wood type with this
Yes.
new harbor set,
Oh
and
yeah, that's gonna be so helpful.
and it's just a
Wood
basic.
panel.
It's just a basic wooden texture. There's nothing weird or fancy about it. There's nothing. It's literally just wooden planks.
It's
it's
like the
beautiful.
wooden planks that we already have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because basically, like this could be
Also, I
done
love
currently
this
if you
idea.
made manual, like placing down planks. But just having this is gonna be so like so much better.
Convenient.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
exactly. So I am
Those
really
field
in
games
love
are
with
fun.
what they've done for this pack. This probably prop wise rivals South America in usability because obviously I love their bamboo and temple pieces, but also just like obviously the mechanics surrounding it. We have deep diving, as we can see here. They're calling it deep swimming though. They're not calling it diving. They're calling it deep swimming.
It's probably a British thing, you know.
Because I found that funny. Coming up though, this is the thing that kind of irks me a little bit, but it's not a huge complaint. So you see how blue the water is there. Then we still have the kind of
yeah.
gross gray window. I'm not crazy about this.
Yeah, I think it may be because of the barrier.
It's
like
the
the
glass.
glass barrier.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of a shame. You get a look at the underwater feeder there. It's just, I mean, it's clear enough that you can see the penguins, but I will say that is kind of a thing that's a little disappointing, just because you can't clearly see the penguins as much as like the underwater viewing. Oh, what's kind of cool though is they have this cool like water trailing particle effect now.
They put a lot of effort into it.
Oh yeah, I think this looks really good. And then finally it says Planet Zoo Aquatic Pack. Now, probably should be labeled semi-aquatic, as we all know, because there really aren't any actual fish or octopus or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
But I think it's a great pack nonetheless. It comes out obviously December 8th, as I was stating. And so yeah, I think this is all great. And now I just kind of wanted to look at just some of the other things that we've seen. So the Steam page goes into more detail about everything that's coming in this DLC. You get a new challenge set, which takes place in Oregon. So for the people that like the challenges, knock yourself out.
The 7 people that still do that.
Yeah. Now, so the 5 animals, as I mentioned, are the king penguin, the giant otter, the gray seal, the dwarf caiman, and the diamondback terrapin, which terrapin is just a turtle. And then there's a few new enrichment items. We got rubber duckies, platform floats, and jetties. Obviously, underwater viewing. Now, they mentioned in this post, we're getting deep diving, but they never explicitly said in the announcement of update 1.4 if you were getting diving in the base game for free. So that's a little thing that I
Yeah.
think people should keep an eye
Yeah.
out for, because I'm not sure if diving is going to be behind a paywall. I don't
have a
think it
feeling
is.
It would be in the update. Yeah, that
I
would be
don't
pretty,
think
like,
it will be behind the
yeah.
paywall, just because I agree. Like, I think that would be kind of like just a bad thing to do,
Yeah,
reception wise.
Yeah.
And I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was really the reason they didn't include it in the initial post was just to kind of save the whatever little surprise there was, for today's update, where they officially announced, "Hey, we're getting penguins and seals and stuff." So past that, that's pretty much everything that the post says. So now let's look at some of the pictures. So we've kind of gone over most of it, but there's obviously a lot to pick out from some of these photos that you couldn't initially see. So for instance, we can see the rubber duckies down here, so they're like a new enrichment item. And if you look here, it looks like we have a new... I'm not sure if this is the dyeable rock type, but we do have like some kind of new ice block. If you see that, it's kind of like a fake ice.
Yeah.
Which is like blue
It's
and...
sort of like the temple piece, but like ice.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like it's like kind of... What I like is it looks like the fake Arctic rock that you see in most zoos and aquariums, where it's clearly concrete, but they like spray paint it to look like it's ice.
Yeah, they have the same piece to the left.
Where are you looking?
Like that one.
Yep, over
that
here.
looks like stairs.
Yep. Yeah, I see that in the seal enclosure. Which, you get to look at the seal from a distance. I do like these announcement trailers now because they only show off one animal and then give you only like glimpses in the distance of the other animals. It's kind of like nice because then they can do the reveals. Which, by the way, they're asking a poll on Twitter right now, like, what animals everyone wants to see. Whoever is voting for the penguin, what is wrong with you? What are people doing if they're voting for the penguin? Like, we've just seen the penguin. Past that, you can see some more of the roof pieces and architecture from here. We get a look at the first baby king penguins. I hate them too. I wish we got emperors. Emperors are so much cuter. Like,
yeah,
these are fine, but obviously, like, they look like potatoes.
I was showing you them last night. Because for those of you who don't know, king penguin chicks, they don't lose their feathers until they're fully grown adults. So you can see a king penguin chick next to the adult, and it's the same size, but it looks bigger because it's so much fluffier.
Yeah, it's like kind of disturbing. Yeah, it's kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, luckily, since the babies don't really grow, we're not going to have that issue. Beautiful picture of the diving. You can see some of the new underwater like kelp plants and stuff in this image. Again, another view of the I don't know if that is the caiman or the otter enclosure. I don't think, or it could be the exhibit animal. It could be the exhibit animal.
The exhibit.
Which, if that's the case, that's a new exhibit type, because there is no exhibit that has this kind of water currently. So we might have our first diving exhibit animal, which should be interesting.
Yeah. Watch and see. It's not actually going to swim. It's just going to kind of float there for a bit.
I mean, yeah. Well, that would be interesting if they actually had it for once, like having it do like a looped animation where it swims around the tank. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know why this image is here. This plant is in the game. This plant is in the game. Everything in this image is already in the game. I don't know why they.
It's already in the game.
Yes, it is. So I don't know why they were highlighting this photo. That was an odd one. This is a view at, I believe, the Oregon Zoo Challenge, which, by the way, if we look at this, like, kind of, I don't know what this would be called, like railing or whatever. This is perfect for aquariums, because I know Mystic has a thing just like this, so I want to include that when I, continue that series. Also, it looks like there's some sort of, like, awning back here that's also flexi-color, because it's pink. So whatever the awning type for this, I think is flexi-color. More looks at the rockworks. I like how they're not the standard rocks that we have currently. Like, they're actually new rock shapes.
Yeah, they look different.
I'm not sure if they'll be in the nature tab, though. That's the only thing I'm wondering, if they're going to be in the nature tab or if they're just going to be kind of like the temple pieces.
I think they will be.
Obviously, look at that harbor that we saw earlier. I love the seal statues. They're really cute.
Yeah.
They look a lot more like the harbor seals as well, because like gray seals
They
look
do.
like bears or something. Yeah, but now it was way shorter, which I think is good.
Yeah, it's tough. There's definitely some. Let me see if I can zoom in. Oh, you can
Okay,
see this
what I think
mossy tree
is-
on the left as well. in
Yeah, what I think is
greater
happening
detail.
here is they just put 4 of them together, because you can see the kind of break in between the lights, which, I mean, I'd rather we just got one huge exhibit and then that was how it was different.
I do
It
agree.
was
Yeah, now that you mention it, I do think it is 4 exhibits put together.
Yeah.
I think that can't be the animal though, right? That's like way too big. Like this
No, I
thing
think
that I'm
that's
focusing
maybe
on.
just.
No, that looks like a log or something.
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
gonna say like that's like you know, whatever. But
Also,
yeah, I think
love these
it
new
is
branches,
4
but,
new exhibits. Actually,
yeah,
yeah, it is an
yeah,
exhibit
the
because
tree
this is
trunk, yeah.
this is a different type of tropical one on the right. And then
Yeah.
obviously we see the new palms and stuff. So yeah, overall, I mean, that's all the photos. I think this is probably my favorite pack overall because it adds
I'll
so
have to
much.
see it when it comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely has the best music though.
Oh, it does. I really love like the kind of
Yeah,
like
that music is great.
yeah, like California surfer music.
Yeah, kind of
Yes.
California Hawaiian,
Mhm.
like it's got like both of them kind of mixed in.
Yeah,
together.
like
And
the
I saw a
guitar.
pop-up, actually. Yeah.
Now I should probably address the elephant in the room of like what is missing in this pack, quote unquote. I don't really think it's missing per se, but obviously people were kind of hoping for the California sea lion, so I'm wondering now that we got 2 South American animals in this aquatic pack, I'm wondering if we're going to get maybe in a North America pack. Like one of the animals would be California sea lion or something. Like now if
I
they
hope
get,
so, because-
or in the African pack,
Yeah.
maybe do the African penguin. Like basically spread out some of the aquatic animals in other packs now that we've kind of
yeah, because
opened the floodgate.
I was
Yeah, they
saying
have
that
everything
earlier.
they need to make it possible for there to be more
Mhm.
semi-aquatic or just aquatic animals. So
Yeah,
it's possible.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I have a feeling we're gonna get the Asian small clawed otter in the Southeast Asian pack, because we know we're getting sun bears eventually, so they're probably gonna be in a Southeast Asian pack.
yeah. So that's
It
the
would
other
make
thing.
sense.
So
Yeah.
we know the sun bear is coming. Anyone who still thinks, well, the sun bear is not. The fact we got these 3 animals confirms the sun bear will be coming.
Yeah.
Likely
Yeah.
next. So in the spring, I'm still not convinced it's necessarily Asia as a pack, but
It could be just a general jungle pack.
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Just
It definitely
a
could be
general
endangered species or something of that nature. But
Yeah.
I mean, since this isn't like confined to just one territory.
region. Yeah, obviously we
Yeah.
have like the coastal aquatics, Antarctic aquatics, tropical aquatics. So yeah, this is more of a general theme. So we could be seeing similar themes that are more generalized now, where it is just either biome themes like desert pack, rainforest pack, or we could be seeing endangered species or
the bear pack.
the bear pack. We get the remaining
Yeah.
bears.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
that
the-
we've been
the
missing
sun bear,
so
the
much.
spectacles, yeah.
Though I will say that for anyone who was complaining that we didn't get enough South American animals, we now have 7 in the game, so that's more than North America, or I think even it might be matching Asia now with the amount of animals.
I think so, yeah.
Because
No,
well, Asia
yeah,
probably
no,
still has a
there's
bit
no
more.
few.
Asia
Yeah.
probably has like 12, but
Because we have 4 Indian animals, like 4
for
kinda
East
Mediterranean,
Asian, and then
yeah,
and then like the orangutan and stuff. So yeah, obviously we probably have more, but we definitely have a decent chunk of South America covered now. I think the capybara would be the only other thing that people could really ask for, and then maybe
so many
yeah,
people ask me for the capybara in
the South America or this pack.
No, yeah. They were like, cause we all knew it was going to be like a sea. So obviously it turned out to be the Cuvier's dwarf cannon. Everyone was saying California sea lion, and then there was just these some idiots were just like, well, what if it's a capybara? I'm like, it's just not going to be that.
Yeah, I felt like it
Yeah.
was going to be aquatic, like actually aquatic, and using the diving mechanics, and I know the
Yeah.
capybara just wasn't going to do that. Again, the caiman, I didn't really think they would do another crocodilian, but it does
Yeah, I was
make
very surprised
it does
about
make
that.
sense that they would have something to go with the giant otter because it would have been kind of on its own and kind of weird.
Yeah.
Um,
You see, what I think would be a better pack or just a better selection is if they did sea otter and California sea lion and then saved the tropical otter for the Southeast Asian pack if we're getting it.
yeah. Like, yeah, because I mean, personally, if we're going off like what I would have wanted, obviously I would have preferred instead of the caiman and the giant otter if we got something like a sea otter and like a California sea lion. I think that would have been,
Yeah.
you know, the ideal
Yeah,
pack.
it would have fit the team a lot better, but
I'm pretty happy overall, though.
Oh, yeah,
Obviously, rigging potential for modders. I can make penguins now that aren't weird looking. I can make seals now that don't require bears. Making a sea lion from a seal is still going to be difficult. I'm not going to lie.
yeah, they're very different. Yeah, honestly,
Um,
like the flippers are gonna be very messed up. It's the
yeah,
way it'll stand will be
the
very
way it'll
strange.
move on land will be kind of weird, but I think it'll still
I
be
can't
better
wait
than
to
a
see.
bear.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the seals with the Maggie B glitch.
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
should be
wow,
interesting. I
yes.
didn't even
That's
think of
gonna
that.
be
Or like a baby
incredible.
seal, with the
Yeah, yeah,
maybe.
no, but can you imagine it just like kind of like hopping around though? Because like the way seals move, they literally like bounce.
Yeah, like hop on their
Like,
stomach.
that would, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just to make this video, you know, and not longer than it needs to be. This is already going to be a long discussion, and I'll probably be covering more individual stuff later this week, leading up to the pack release. But thanks for watching, guys. So yeah, we're getting aquatics. So you can put it on your Steam wish list now, and you know, we'll get our hands on this next week. So thanks for watching, and bye.
See you guys.